Hello, Cove Church. Winston here. Going to share with you a little bit of encouragement today, something that came out of my Lectio Divina journal time. And I shared a little bit of this with the church on Sunday, but in case you missed it, I want to share with you here. And I don't know about you, but man, I've been really enjoying my time in this journal. Just this week, I was going through the reading from James 5. And I was going through the movements of Lectio Divina, this verse 8 just jumped out at me, and I thought, okay, Lord, what do you want me to do with this? The verse says, "You also be patient. Establish your heart, for the coming of the Lord is at hand." And so as I began to chew on that one little verse right there, began to chew on that, the Lord started to bring things out that spoke to me, not only about just an everyday sort of life principle, but something that he was trying to show me through seeking him this Lent, and then also just something that's generally about what it is to follow Jesus. That when we're patient and when we wait for the things that are worth waiting for, that when we say no to things that aren't where we're supposed to put our hope, that our heart is established in some way, that it begins to take root and it begins to grow into something that it was meant to be, and that this can prepare us for the kingdom come. Let me just kind of unpack that slightly. So I began to think about, my relationship with my wife. I'm so grateful to be married to Stephanie. But man, that was a process for me in my life. I got married when I was 30, right? So I waited 30 years before I was married to Stephanie. And I could have, settled for other things along the way. But those weren't the right things for me. She was. And after waiting for 30 years, I am so grateful to have waited that amount of time and not settled for anyone or anything less, because Stephanie has been the greatest gift to me. And there's, other examples. All of you, I think, may have your own examples of things that, didn't come right away. But after you waited, man, you are glad that you have that. And it's somehow a piece of what makes you stronger and makes you more something to be proud of, right? Me, I'm proud to be married to Stephanie. It may be your career, it may be skills that you've honed over time. It could be your family, your kids, those things that take years and years to cultivate. And at the end, it's well worth it. That's what our relationship with God is like. It takes some waiting. It takes patience. It takes a level of struggle even at times, but it's establishing us and readying us for the kingdom. And this is what we're doing when we step into Lent, Even if it's just something as little as saying, I'm not gonna eat the way I eat, last week. I'm gonna eat in a new way. I'm gonna eat less. I'm gonna eat better. Not just because, man, that's healthy, but because it's spiritually healthy. It's because it's a way of training ourselves to say no to something that is less, so that we can say yes to something that is better. To be able to set our sights on something that's higher, something higher than food, right? That's fasting, right? What about our time with prayer and giving our time over to the Lord, whether or not that's, praying for others or praying, for your own spiritual life, seeking the Lord in a prayerful time of Lectio Divina, whatever those times look for you this Lent, however they look, what you're doing is you're saying, I may be pressured to move on with my day and not stop and take this time. But I'm going to stop. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to slow down, and I'm going to wait on God, because I know that this is investing into something that has eternal value, right? This is what we do during Lent. And it's something we do throughout our whole Christian lives, but Lent is a time to like really take a spotlight and go shine it on that and really just go for it in a new way. And that's one of the reasons that makes Lent such probably my favorite time of year, to be honest, because of that. It really matters. And it really has a part to play in showing us how we can do this principle in James 5:8, which is being patient, waiting on God, having that patience and that hope in something better, the hope in the future. Establish our hearts in Him so that we can be ready for the coming of the Lord. And so I want to be somebody who's ready, whose heart is established when I find myself before my King. That's what I want to do. I want to say, yes, Lord, I hoped after you. I strived after you. And I set my hopes on you and not on everything else. And that I can, on that glorious day when the Lord returns and I find myself before Him, that like my wedding day, I can say, I'm glad I was patient. And I'm glad that my heart was established in you and for you. Well, y'all, hope you have a great Lent, and I will see you around. And I just pray that your time with the Lord is as fruitful for you that it has been for me. Take care.